let it be no. You're like a drug for my addiction, covering all my afflictions. You come on in the dead of night, I'm too weak to put up a fight, yeah. And then you tell me everything's alright. Hold tight. I can run through the mountains, run through the fields, run to the deepest dark where I can't see. I can run through the valley, run to the sea, but I could never outrun your love for me. Hold up in the sanctuary, and your love's more than ordinary. My body starts to shiver and shake. No need to hesitate, no. You come on in the heat of day, and I can never ever run away now. And then you tell me that it's all gonna be okay. To say I can run through the mountains, run through the fields, run to the deepest dark where I can't see. I can run through the valley, run to the sea, but I could never outrun your love for me. Run through the fields, run to the deepest dark where I can't see. I can run through the mountains, run through the fields, run to the deepest dark where I can't see. I can run through the valley, run to the sea, but I could never outrun your love for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Americans and un-Americans, it's time to grab your kids and gather around the internet for your weekly injection of truth. Prepare to have your world rocked with Steve Duplantis and rock the world!
What is happening, y'all? How you doing tonight? Welcome to the Rock the World live stream on Thursday night. Kind of early, 10 to 7. Do things a little different tonight, man. Just going to be real with you, you know. Come on, speak my mind like I don't do that anyway. I want to welcome you tonight to the live stream, your voice of sanity. My name is Steve Duplantis. This is Rock the World live stream. And we're here to get crazy. We're here to get real. We're here to give you your weekly injection of truth, like the opening says. That was my buddy Clarence did that for me quite a few years ago when I was doing a podcast, a Rock the World podcast. But gather your family around the internet for your weekly injection of truth. I hope you like the songs I'll play in the beginning. If you do, let me know, because this is just kind of some stuff, that save on copyright infringements and stuff like that. So I write my own music, put the stuff on in the beginning and let it go. Give people a chance to listen to it, and I enjoy making it. It may not be the best of recordings, but hey, I have fun doing it. And just like I have fun doing this, and that's why you should have fun doing something like this too, because if you want to get your voice heard, if you want to speak your mind, because this is your town, your town square, your platform where you can speak your mind right now until you get canceled, like some of the bigger names do, like President Trump did, and some other conservative voices. I don't have a big following, so I'm probably not on the radar right now. At least Facebook's radar I'm not on, but I'm still going to use this to speak my mind, because I'll go nuts if I can't speak my mind, and because that's what it's all about. If I can't preach, if I can't speak the truth, what the heck is the sense of being alive? Because this is purpose. So you should have your purpose too, and if you want your purpose to be heard, if that's what you want to do, then I suggest that you get yourself a cool freaking logo like this thing is over here. See it down there in the corner? And then if you see this right here, like this cool looking logo right here, I wear this shirt. This is done by my son, and he does Nick Duplantis graphics, nickduplantiscreative.com. You want to go to his website, nickduplantis.com, and you should give yourself the opportunity to speak your mind. And make yourself a brand, a brand that people can recognize you by. He designed this little shirt. Kind of looks like, see, it's like a fire with the fire burning, a campfire or something. This was a thing he called fire starters, and fire starters was a ministry for kids where kind of starting revival. But whenever I wear the shirt like this, because this is my crap stirring shirt, because you're starting fire. So if I'm fixing to stir some crap, I usually wear this shirt, and that's why I'm wearing it tonight, because I may stir a little something. I might get some people upset tonight, and we'll see. So this is my crap stir shirt, but Nick designed this. He designed it for something different. That's why I wear it. So if you make your brand, if you want to make your voice heard, if you want to get out there and do something, get yourself a cool logo. Let him design it for you, man. He does some really good work, And if you mention my name, the BOC, that's my alter ego when I do my music. You mention the BOC, he'll give you 20% off, and whatever you get done. He'll do videos, he'll do whatever, And if you want some music written, hey, I can write you some music and write you a theme song, Get it going. We need to get our voices heard, man, because if you haven't noticed, stuff ain't looking too good out there right now, It's not looking too good. We have a president that can't make a coherent sentence and formulate his own thoughts. He's got to read from a teleprompter. Gasoline has oh my gosh, it's gone. It's I believe right now here in Anchorage, it's like $3.19 a gallon. Stuff is just going, it's going crazy. If you haven't noticed, the world is going to crap very fast, and if we don't do something about it soon, I don't know what's going to happen.
The BOC, Jonathan is asking me with the BOC. And let me remind you guys too that I'm on like about it's like a 12-second delay. And it's not because I have producers that are watching what I'm going to say. It's that because I'm going through a thing called Restream. And it streams through about 6 different websites at once. So Facebook is one of them. So I'm monitoring Facebook right now that you guys are watching. So it'll be at 10, once you put that comment up, I won't see it for about another 10 seconds or so, and I won't respond or whatever. But I'll respond that. The BOC, my friend, it means, the original meaning of it was the bastard of the church. I felt that way when and I still feel that way, because I'm not your typical preacher. I'm not your typical person like the halo wearing guy that walks around and he puts the pastor face on and he's smiling at you all the time and he's like, oh brother, everything is going to be fine, let me pray for you and we'll anoint you with oil and we'll just love on you. I'm transparent, I'm real, I'm human. And Jesus was the same way. Jesus was actually considered a bastard, that he was called a bastard. I'm not comparing myself to Jesus at all, because I'm nowhere near how he is or was. I just simply follow him. But I know that he was considered a drunkard. He was considered a bastard. He was considered everything else. And it was mainly by the religious people. The religious people couldn't handle him. And they basically killed him for it, along with all 12 of his disciples that were the main ones. Well, excuse me, not all 12 of them, but one committed suicide. One was exiled, and but he was given. He was actually boiled in oil and survived. And since he survived, then they banished him to some, island where he wrote the book of Revelation. But so there, Jonathan, that's what the BOC means. And when I became a pastor with the Assemblies of God, I changed it to the body of Christ to kind of make myself look holy in it. And I shouldn't have done that, because that was dumb, because I wasn't being me. I was really, I went through a period of time there where I was trying to be like the rest of the guys and fit in, because, I got this card now and it says that I'm an Assemblies of God minister and I'm a pastor and this and that, and same thing. They couldn't handle me too. They took my credentials. I'm going to get into some of that a little bit later on, if you guys are still on board here with me. But a couple of things I want to talk about tonight. We're going to get to right now. Again, one more time, Nick Duplantis Creative. Get you some smooth and mellow graphics from Nick. Nick is now on his way to South Carolina. He left Red Deer, Canada today. And he and his wife and his son are on it. So pray for them for safe travels, that they get the hell out of Canada really quick. And because it's not really good there right now. And that's could be headed here, So we had 2 pastors get arrested in Canada last week. But I speak for, because I want to touch on that at the end of the show towards that. But what I want to talk about now, let me see here. Let me get it queued up here to go. I played this last week, and this kind of it's been on my mind since I've seen this, and I want you to watch this. This is a recruiting video for the Army, the United States Army, and this is how we're trying to reach out to potential soldiers. All right, so I want you to watch this and just watch. I mean, that's all you can do. Check it out.
This is the story of a soldier who operates your nation's Patriot missile defense systems. It begins in California, with a little girl raised by 2 moms. Although I had a fairly typical childhood, took ballet, played violin, I also marched for equality.
Looks like a dude.
I like to think I've been defending freedom from an early age. When I was 6 years old, one of my moms had an accident that left her paralyzed. Doctors said she might never walk again. But she tapped into my family's pride to get back on her feet, eventually standing at the altar to marry my other mom. With such powerful role models, I finished high school at the top of my class, and then attended UC Davis, where I joined a sorority full of other strong women. But as graduation approached, I began feeling like I'd been handed so much in life, a sorority girl stereotype. Sure, I'd spent my life around inspiring women, but what had I really achieved on my own? One of my sorority sisters was studying abroad in Italy. Another was climbing Mount Everest. I needed my own adventures, my own challenge. And after meeting with an Army recruiter, I found it. A way to prove my inner strength and maybe shatter some stereotypes along the way. I'm U.S. Army Corporal Emma Malone Lord, and I answered my calling.
Okay, so what are we trying to reach out to? Play on emotions, I really don't give a rip what your background is. I really don't. I just want you to be able to be a good soldier and protect the country. I don't care if you had 2 moms. I don't care if you had 3 moms. I really that doesn't make you a good soldier. What makes you a good soldier is discipline, right? And sacrifice. That's what makes you a good soldier. All right. That showed nothing to me about discipline and sacrifice. It showed some kind of Disney-esque movie fantasy world, cartoons. I mean, what are you doing? You're reaching out to kids with cartoons. This is the freaking military. This is the military. This is the Army. All right, this is the Army, the United States Army that went on shore at Normandy. All right, that went to Vietnam, that fought in wars. This is relegated to freaking Disney cartoon now. All right, you got to get everything's the backstory. Everything looks like the backstory now because that's what we got to find out, the backstory. Emma, I don't care where you came from. I really don't. My main concern is if you can push that button on that missile defense thing in order to make it work to protect us, regardless of who it kills and what happens, regardless, that you will be able to obey an order, a lawful order put before you. I don't care. I don't care about your moms. I don't. I really don't. I just want to know that my family's protected through you. That's it. And that should be enough to know. If you guys disagree with me, please let me know. But I don't know. But I saw that, right? And then this week I also saw a recruiting video for the Russian army. All right. Now I have no idea what these guys are saying in here. All right. I have no idea what they're saying. But this commercial is badass, all right? It's badass. After I saw it, it made me want to freaking join the Russian army, all right? So I want you to watch this and check it out.
Это первый день твоей новой жизни. То, что было вчера, не имеет значения. То, кем ты был прежде, уже никого не волнует. Теперь важно то, кем ты будешь сегодня. Что ты знаешь о себе? На что ты способен? Вопросы могут остаться без ответов, но разве ты сможешь потом спокойно спать? узнать себя, познать границы своих возможностей. К черту границы. Ты готов ломать себя до изнеможения. Каждый день. Здесь боль закаляет. Шрамы – повседневность. Это ты решил себе что-то доказать. Командир здесь только для того, чтобы ты мог увидеть в нем врага. Потому что без врага нет боя, а без боя нет победы. Но на самом деле, главный враг – это ты. Вчерашний ты. Твоя задача выследить врага, догнать его, превзойти, стать лучше, чем он, и вернуться назад победителем. Потому что завтра первый день твоей новой жизни.
Holy crap. Emma, you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance up against that. I mean, really. I mean, you got freaking Dolph Lundgren, you know? It's a whole army of Dolph Lundgrens. You know, and they're gonna kick your ass. That's just how it is. And this is what they're looking at. This is what they're reaching out to. They're looking to win. They're not looking to be accepted. They're not looking to be inclusive in equity and all this bull crap that we have going on. It's going to be the death of this country. It's a Marxist ideology that has been infiltrated into our government, and now the military at high levels has it. If you can, I live on a base. I live on the base right now. The stuff that they do right now, I'm not going to get into it. I don't know if I can. I might get in trouble if I say some of it. But some of the stuff they do, you know what the main thing that they stand up to? Wear your mask in the gym. Oh, you got to put your, even though the CDC says you don't have to wear one now if you're fully vaccinated, you still have to wear one. And there's a Nazi in there that will go around and tell you to put it on if you don't have it on, if you're going between stuff, you know. Do I need Tabasco sauce? My language? It might. I don't know. It may get a little worse here as it goes. But I mean, I'm kind of pissed tonight. You know, I really am. Because this is what we're now. The Army has made 5 of these commercials. I can't wait to see the next 4. I can't wait to see what these guys are going to be like. You know, and it's all going to be cartoon stuff. You know, what's it going to be? Princess and the Frog. You know, what else is it going to be? Beauty and the Beast. You know, that's kind of what it looked like. Them 2 women standing at the altar. You know, it was Disney's Beauty and the freaking Beast. You know, and I don't know. I got to take this out of my pocket. It's bothering me. It's my clip. You gotta have an extra one of these wherever you go. All right, have an extra one. So yeah, after I seen the Russian one, and basically, there is a video with English, not subtitles, but the guy's actually saying what the Russian guy's saying, and basically, it's like the old Army commercials, like be all you can be disciplined, because you have to know your enemy, and to know your enemy you will defeat your enemy, and all this other stuff is what it's saying. It's not saying anything about, oh yeah, I had 2 moms and I grew up in Siberia and well, you know, these guys are bad. They're badass, man. This is and I can imagine a Chinese army doesn't even have recruiting videos, because they just take you. They don't even try to get you to recruit. You have to join. You have to join it. You have to be a part of the military when a certain age. It's like every communist country, you know, and it's just like every country should be anyway. Israel's the same way, but they're not communist, which is another. I can't even go into another thing there with Israel. Everybody's moaning about how Israel is pounding Palestine with rockets. Or they have too much. Too much is not fair, because Palestine doesn't have the kind of military and firepower that Israel does. Well, who gives a crap? They're protecting themselves. You know, so let them protect themselves. But what baffles me is that the government is making them get vaccinated. Making the civilians get vaccinated with an experimental freaking vaccine. That's beyond me. That's beyond me. So I've made the conclusion that there's a difference between Israel and Jewish people, God's chosen people. The Israel that's in charge of that country right now, and I may get in trouble for saying this to some of my friends, all right? But I can't. They don't have the people's best interest. They don't. Yes, they've been placed there by God, and I understand that, and that's leadership. But how can you do that to your own people? Demand that you get a vaccine that's not even. I mean, haven't they learned over history that how many times that they've almost been annihilated? How many times? Oh man, let me finish with the military stuff here going, because I can't. I can't. I'm gonna need nitroglycerin. I'm gonna have a heart attack sitting here talking about this. So I mentioned that Marxist ideology has infiltrated the military at high levels. Okay, high levels, and I'm not the only one that thinks that. In fact, there's a guy who was a lieutenant commander in the Space Force, all right, that said the same thing. And this is the headline: Space Force commander fired after podcast remarks. All right. And I'm going to read the remarks that he said. It's a very short and sweet thing that he did on the Space Force has relieved an officer of his command. This is from Yahoo News. The Space Force has relieved an officer of his command after recent comments he made on podcasts criticizing diversity and inclusion initiatives the military has recently been encouraging. And you saw it in the video that I showed, the Army video. Now this guy is in the Space Force, which is an offshoot of the Air Force. Okay, Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Lohmeyer, now Lieutenant Colonel. He's a high ranking. That's a light colonel, man. Matthew Lohmeyer, who was promoting his new book, Irresistible Revolution: Marxism's Goal and Conquest of the Unmaking of the American Military, on the podcast Information Operation with host L. Todd Wood. I've never heard this podcast, but claimed inclusion, diversity training are based in Marxism and critical race theory, which examines systemic racism and how institutions have benefited white people. During the podcast in his new book, Lohmeyer singled out the New York Times 1619 Project, which looks at the impact slavery had on the foundation of American institutions. He called the teachings about systemic racism that are proliferating in schools un-American. Our diversity, inclusion, and equity industry and trainings we're receiving in the military via the industry are rooted in critical race theory, which is rooted in Marxism. Now, what did I just say? Okay. That video, that recruitment video, is riddled with freaking Marxist ideology. Critical race theory came to the forefront of academia in the 1980s and is based part on the idea of critical theory, which argues that societal problems are caused by societal constructs. Lohmeyer was removed Friday by Lieutenant General Stephen Whiting, and Whiting has initiated an investigation into Lohmeyer's comments to see if they constitute prohibited partisan political activity. Okay, so they're going to see if what he said has to do with politics. No, it has to do with communism. It has to do with communism. All right. Now this guy is pointing it out, and they removed him. Now, shouldn't that tell you something? Shouldn't that tell you something that systematically guys in the military that are questioning this going on are being removed? You're seeing the cancel culture in military. You're seeing it in politics. And I'll show you in a few minutes, even in the church, cancel culture is alive and well. All right. Through my own experience, I can tell you that. Lieutenant General Stephen Whiting, Space Operations Commander, relieved Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Lohmeyer of command of the 11th Space Warning Squadron, Buckley Air Force Base, Colorado. Yeah, we were in Colorado. Used to be cool. May 14th, due to his loss of trust and confidence in his ability to lead. Now, I had this question I heard. I was watching Steve Deace. Steve Deace is actually on the Blaze Network. Pretty good. If you ever can watch his stuff, watch him, because he's really he's got some interesting stuff, and he's theologically based too. So and he loves the Lord. if this would have happened, this is, I heard it on his show. If this would have happened, let's turn the tables a little bit. If this would have happened in the 1980s and somebody would have come out being pro-communist, not against it, but pro. You see, this is the thing that's happening right now, all right? They would have been relieved of command because they were pro-communist. Now, he's anti-communist and he's being relieved of command because he sees what's going on and he's not fallen into it. He's not fallen into it. Now, if the truth be known, and I'm going to go ahead because we talk about conspiracy theories, nobody knows why John F. Kennedy was killed. I would be willing to bet that he was assassinated because he did not want to turn that tide with the Communist Party. He was a capitalist at heart, and he did not want to give that up. The last of the good Democrats. So they had to take him out of the way. They thought that he was a Democrat that he would have been full on board. Well, he wasn't, so they ousted him. Boom, he's gone. Who gets in there? Lyndon Johnson. Probably the most racist president we've ever had is the one that passed the Civil Rights Act. Now, you tell me. I can't. I can't. I mean, this whole thing it's like when you talk about being woke. This woke crowd, these people talk about with the critical race theory and being woke and all that stuff. That's not being woke. Being woke is seeing through all this BS, all this bull crap that's been going on for a long time, and now it's coming to fruition. And when people are trying to point it out, they're being removed. They're being deplatformed. They're being removed from situations. They're being removed from commands. They're being all this other stuff. All right. Now here's something that I want to. I'm going to ask my wife if she's still watching. Demita, let me know if you're still watching because I want you to look at this picture and see if you can tell me what's wrong with it. Give me a thumbs up if you're still watching. I'm not going to go ahead and put it on just yet and wait till you come up because I want her to see it. If not, I'm going to have to go ahead and put it up. All right, I'm not going to wait too long, but okay, so here's the picture, and I want you to look at it. All right, now there's two people watching right now. If you're not in the military, you may not know. Okay, there he is. All right, Demita, you're still watching. What's wrong with the lieutenant colonel in there? Can you tell me what's wrong? I want you to answer it for me. What's wrong with the lieutenant colonel? And this is the picture that all of the news agencies are showing of Lieutenant Colonel Lohmeyer. Now, let me know if I'm just going to sit here and give her a couple of seconds to look at it and see if she can figure it out. Because I figured I saw it right off the bat. And it's the same. I mean, he's, same thing. You can, he's with the U.S. Space Force, right? Just Lieutenant Colonel Lohmeyer. No, he's actually Captain Lohmeyer in this picture. Now, why are they going to? And that was 2 ranks, because he's Lieutenant Colonel now. So I don't think you go from Captain to Lieutenant Colonel. I think you go from Lieutenant Colonel to Major, then Captain. So he's obviously worked his way up the command. Now, why are they using this old picture? And it even says U.S. Air Force on it. Maybe did they not have an updated picture of him? I don't think so. I just think that you know what the problem is that the media is dumb. They think they know every freaking thing, but they don't. They don't even know that this is not a lieutenant colonel. This is a captain. All right. That's my point with the media and how they want to portray stuff to you. All right. They want to make that guy look bad. All right. But they don't even know that he's a freaking captain. He's a captain. Now, yes, he's a lieutenant colonel. Now he is. But this is an old picture, and nobody would notice that. Oh, just go, just a captain. No, you didn't notice that. Everybody wants to believe everybody wants to believe the media and everything that they tell us. And this is from Yahoo. They're making this guy look bad. All right, this whole thing. Let me get back to this article. Lohmeyer said the stand down to address extremism in the ranks that the Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin directed all of the services to conduct in the wake of the January 6th assault on the Capitol. Lohmeyer told Wood he was given a 70-page booklet with talking points on extremism. Now, the military is not about, they don't care, they shouldn't care about hurting your freaking feelings. The military is to kill and destroy things. Rush Limbaugh said that his entire time he was on the radio. That was yes, and he's a big hero of mine. That's what the military does. They kill and they destroy. They shouldn't care about your feelings. What the heck? I don't care if you got 2 moms. You've got 3 moms. I don't care if your mom is the Beauty and the Beast. I don't care. I don't. I really don't. But this is where we're headed, and you tell me that, and he's pointing it out. This is Marxist ideology, but he gets removed. This is the guy I want in charge. I want him in charge of the military. I want guys like him in charge of the military. I want guys like George Patton, Dwight Eisenhower, these guys, Chester Nimitz. Holy crap, man! These guys that could care less about your freaking feelings, because it's about winning. It's about the greater good. You know, a year ago, we gave up. We stayed home. We quarantined for the greater good. We gave up our businesses. We gave up our identity with the mask. We gave up our ability to say no to a vaccine because of the greater good. No, that wasn't the greater good. That was all BS. It was all geared to control you. And good job, guys. You did a good job, because now we're screwed. We're screwed. We're done. We got Joe Biden as president. Yay! Man, we're going to build back better. Yeah. Whatever. Crazy. He said about Austin, who is the nation's first black defense secretary. Oh, we got to get that. The first blacks, it doesn't matter if the guy's qualified. He's black. Oh, yeah. Let's put him in. He's Mexican. Oh, he's not white. Just put him in. He's dumb as a freaking rock, but go ahead, put him in. I don't know that about the guy, but that's the mentality now. That it doesn't matter if you're qualified. What Martin Luther said about the not judged by the color of your skin, but the content of your character, that's out the window. You're dumb as a freaking rock, because you got the right shade of brown on you, then you can be freaking whoever we want you to be. I'm really not racist, guys. I'm like the least racist person in the room. I don't demonize a man, but I want to make clear to both him and every service member that if we pursue this agenda, it will divide us. It will not unify us. And he's absolutely right. We see it. We see it. Lohmeyer says he doesn't care about the political views of his fellow service members, whether they're Democrats or Republicans, but he does not want to see institutions politicized. He said new service members are met with a hyper-politicized work environment where diversity and inclusion initiatives are being pushed constantly with readings and discussions. I see it here. I see it here on the base. I see how it's put. There's inclusivity stuff everywhere. There's a picture of a guy who's, I've never seen this before. He's in the Navy, and it's in the base. On the base, they have a cultural Navy uniform for Samoan people. I've never seen it. I mean, the culture, it's cool. I see the Samoan guys. I don't know what you call them. And I don't want to offend anybody, but it looks like a kilt, like a Samoan kilt, right? Cool. I mean, it's cool, and it look manly, because freaking Samoan guys are big and freaking buff, and they'll kick your butt. All right, it doesn't matter what they wear. All right, they're just going to freaking kick your ass. And then, yeah, that's wrong. But what I'm talking about, the inclusivity, I've never seen that, because usually the purpose of having a uniform with the military is it's called uniform for a reason. It's uniform. It's all the same. But if we wear different stuff, then we're not different anymore. I mean, we're not the same anymore. That breaks up the unity. that breaks it all up, and they're showing this by the marketing techniques they're using for the recruitments, everything else. I mean, it's going to be gone. I mean, I don't know. It's just crazy, guys. So yeah, I see it going on here on the base. The Pentagon has prioritized combating extremism in the ranks after January 6th assault on the Capitol. At least 45 current or former military members have been arrested in connection with the riot. The Defense Department is also taking a look at racial inequality, in part because of the disproportionately low number of black officers given the large numbers of black members in the total force. Conservative lawmakers are criticizing the Space Force for now. Why do more people? Why is there more black people in basketball than there is white guys? Could it be that maybe black guys are better at it? You know, so maybe we need to look, instead of being inclusive on stuff, maybe some people aren't set out to do certain jobs. That's why they don't do these jobs. It doesn't matter if they're black or white. If they're not qualified to do it, I'm 5'6", 57 years old. I want to be on the Lakers. I want to be a basketball player. Yeah, I want to be a basketball player. Hold on a second. Let me show this guy. I forgot him. Let me be a basketball player.
Yeah, that's it, ticket.
Yeah, that's the ticket. They want to be a basketball player. So I can't. Yeah, I can't because I can't freaking do it. Number one, I'm too short. Number two, I'm spastic as freaking hell. I can't dribble a ball. And when I shoot, it goes this way. I don't care. I'm not cut out to do that. Maybe you're not cut out to do something. You can't force and put somebody in a position just because of the color of their skin. We're going to get in trouble. We're going to get in freaking trouble because you're going to put somebody as dumb as a freaking rock in a position that doesn't need to be there, and then we're all going to die. Especially in the military. You can't do that. You can't do it. That's why when women join, you can't lower the standards of the physical stuff. Women physically cannot do push-ups like a man can because they're not as strong up here, right? So they got to lower the standards. So they lower it so the women can. So Emma here in the video, you know, she's probably what 4'6". I don't know how old she is. I mean, how tall she is. So she sits behind a desk and she can push a button to the Patriot missile system. All right, but put a freaking AR in her hand, or whatever you want to call the military version of it. I don't know if you guys that do guns, you'll blow her back on her butt. She's small. She can't handle the freaking caliber of the weapon. I mean, we have to use common sense here, guys. We really do. This stuff is going to get us in trouble. It's going to get us in trouble. The Chinese, the Russians don't care. They're looking for Dolph Lundgrens. They're looking for freaking buff guys. They're looking for people that's going to come in and kick butt. Chinese people are just looking they take whoever they can, and then they brainwash them into wanting to kill you. And then they release viruses on everybody. Help kill you that way. Done with the freaking military, man. I mean, it's ridiculous. It really is. Conservative lawmakers are criticizing the Space Force for leaving Lohmeyer. Senator Ted Cruz, Congressman Dan Crenshaw, Matt Gaetz. And in fact, those are three guys right there that they're trying to cancel it as I speak. It took to Twitter to condemn it. L. Todd Wood, the star of the podcast, joked, "You're probably going to be removed after this interview goes live." Lohmeyer laughed. And that would be a hefty move considering thousands of books on communism and Marxism that he studied at Maxwell Air Force Base. On Monday, Lohmeyer's book was temporarily out of stock on Amazon and is the #1 bestseller in books on the site. Now, let me go ahead and name the name of that book again. Irresistible Revolution, Marxism's Goal of Conquest, and the Unmaking of the American Military. That's Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Lohmeyer. So go check out that book. I'm going to get it. I want to read it. I want him to be in charge. Yeah. That's what I want. So this guy said you're probably going to be removed after this interview goes live, right? So that kind of happened to me. With my credentials with the Assemblies of God. If you guys hadn't heard that, my credentials were removed because of my stance on things that I've said about this whole COVID thing. And I've tried to think about how I could go about doing this, because here this guy, he's in a position of leadership, space force. He speaks his mind, and he gets his job taken away from him. I speak my mind and get my credentials taken away from me. And what I want to show is that I'm really disgusted with the response of the church as a whole throughout this COVID stuff. To watch what happened over a year ago in March, and watch the churches, watch them shut down, watch them apply for PPP money and get the money to stay open, to have their people have their employees. My job too. That's right. I had my credentials and my job because I was the kitchen manager out at the camp here. That got me. And what I want to do is because this is really concerned. I'm gonna if you guys didn't know why I was let go from my job, I'm gonna show that video right now of why I was let go, because this is what I showed. It was a video that came across my timeline when I was part of the Assemblies of God, and they were pushing a mask for kids, for their kids, and if you don't know who what BGMC is, BGMC is the kids missions arm of the Assemblies of God, and they do good things. They raise money, and they have a little barrel called a buddy barrel, and they put money in it, and they bring it in, and they raise money for missionaries. Cool jobs. And it's a good thing, all right? So shamelessly, the Assemblies of God are going to capitalize on the fear of people through the masks and make what they call the buddy mask and sell it for $6.99. All right, and I didn't mention that when I first told the video. What I did mention in the video was that the two guys who are in the video, the general superintendent and the head of the children's ministry, were wearing this mask, and as you'll see when you see the video, they can't even breathe in it, right? Because it's being sucked in and out, and they want your kid. They're giving this to your kids, right? They want your kids to wear this. So here's the video. This is the video that got me fired.
Right here, now National Office. I got to Doug Clay.
It's annoying.
Gentlemen, we can't understand you with your mask.
Oh,
Well,
we can take those off.
here we go. But I do like my buddy mask.
Yeah, that was just advertising. Is what that.
I
boils
got
down
it.
to.
$6.99 to suffocate your child. That's the kind of stuff I said, right? So it got me fired. That's all good. But what I feel bad about now is that the Assemblies of God now has, these tons of buddy masks that they don't need anymore because they pushed the vaccine. They had article on their website that they were, that the vaccine's good, ethically it's good to take and everything else, and it's safe and blah blah blah. And I don't know how many, I'd be willing to say the majority of the Assemblies of God ministers, at least here in Anchorage, have gotten the jab, all right, because they listen to the higher ups, right? And here I am. I can talk about this now because there's nothing more they can take away from me. I mean, I have the credentials under appeal, but they're probably not going to give them back to me. And to be honest with you, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't, or they would, because they've already, on the national level, they've already listened to the leadership of the local level. So I'm bad in their eyes already anyway. But you guys listen to me. You see this. I don't talk bad about anybody unless you deserve it, but these guys are, but I'm concerned. I'm genuinely concerned because these guys now have an overabundance of these masks, these buddy masks. I mean, what are they going to do with them now? Because the CDC has now said if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask anymore. Well, that's a good thing, but they got all these buddy masks. So what are you going to do with them? So I'm all about repurposing, right? And giving you ideas on what to do, So as somebody's of God, you can still make money off of this, man. You can make bank off of this. I got some ideas for you. And here's the first one. The first one here is a couple of them. First one here is the buddy bra. If you just take this and you can make the buddy bra, then the ladies can have, the buddy barrel mask bra, and you can do that. That could sell easily for $15. That can sell easily for $15. One size fits all type of thing, and it's the buddy bra. Like I said, you do the buddy bra. All right. And then for the men, you could do the buddy ball sack. Okay. And this is the buddy ball sack would be, I'd pay about $12 for that, and you could market it as, you could have your buddies cuddled in the buddy ball sack, could get your little buddies can be cradled right there, So I looking at repurposing things, man, so I lost a couple of y'all on that one. But I mean, that's what got me fired. And if you can't laugh at yourself, then who in the hell can you laugh at? If you can't laugh at stuff. But evidently I disrespected the general superintendent. And that's a no-no, because that's like blaspheming God himself. So I guess you don't want to do that. So but in line with that, okay. So we've seen last week I showed this video, not video, but this graphic that came from a church here in town, Saved and Safe, and it has to do with the vaccine and everything like that, and I want to read some scripture. All right. Because when I get to the PPP money, I know several churches that have taken the money from the government. All right. And the Bible is specific on what it says about borrowing money. And it's a PPP loan, right, that can be forgiven supposedly without any strings attached. But let me tell you something. There's never a point where there are no strings attached to something that's given to you for free. Never. All right. Proverbs 22:7. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Servant to the lender. So Romans 6:16. Don't you know that when you offer yourselves to someone to obey him as slaves, you are slaves to the one whom you obey? Okay, now how many churches took this money to stay open and didn't do a damn thing for the community. All they did was satisfy themselves to keep themselves paid during this time frame. And you still gave to the church. You still tithed because the tithing didn't stop. Some churches saw a drop, right? But they did nothing to help the community. How many businesses here in Anchorage went under because of all these mandates, because of listening to the government, and the churches stayed closed, all right? Because, brother, we have to obey authority, all right? Romans 13. We have to obey authority. But that Romans 13... Let me see. This is also why you pay taxes for the authorities of God's servants, who give their full-time governing. Give everyone what you owe him. If you owe taxes, pay taxes. If revenue, then revenue. If respect, then respect. If honor, then honor. Let no debt remain outstanding except the continuing debt to love one another. For he who loves his fellow man has fulfilled the law. Now, you weren't given that money for nothing. If you were, then you could have opened up right away. And you could have had as many people in your church, no social distancing, no masks, no cleaning stations, no freaking crap, right? None of that. So yes, there are strings attached. So don't tell me there was no strings attached, because churches are still not back to normal. They're still not back to normal. You go out in the valley here, it's somewhat normal, but not really, you know? And then you look across the border in Canada, you're having pastors being arrested because even Canadian law says they can't do that. But yet they're standing up for it and they're getting arrested for it. And you people are what? Taking money from the government and telling everybody to stay home and watch me on the freaking internet. Watch me on the internet. I just watch my little show that I do now, you know. The Pastor Schmucks show. You know, you can watch him, you know, sit inside of his house. You ain't scared to death because he's going to catch COVID and die. But he's getting a freaking PPP check and you ain't getting squat. And you're still commanded to tithe. What has the church done for the community? Nothing. There may have been pockets of certain churches are doing stuff, and I'm not speaking. I'm talking about on the level of the denominational level. I'm talking about the Assemblies of God national. I'm talking about the Southern Baptist Convention national level. Presbyterians, Episcopalians, Catholics, all of them. I'm talking them all on the national level. What have they done? Nothing. This is the time the church should have been standing up. This is what we trained for. We trained the boot camp's over with. It's time for war. It's time for persecution. And you're not ready for it. You're not ready for it. There ain't no way. Do you really think that you're ready? Do you really think that you're going to handle things the way that what's the guy's name? Arthur Pawlowski in Canada, getting arrested in the middle of the freaking highway and dragged off. You going to do that? You're going to give it up, all up for the cause of Christ? Your house? Your pension? You're going to give that up? I had my freaking credentials taken away from me because I'm standing up for something that's right. And obviously, it's just like the lieutenant colonel. We don't want you here, brother, because what you're saying is kind of volatile, and that might give people a bad impression of the church. It might give people a bad impression of the military. So we don't want you. You know, we're going to have to remove you from command. We're going to have to remove you from your position. You know. But let me tell you something. Is that God's going to raise that lieutenant colonel up. And his voice is going to be louder than it was in the military. And he's going to do the same with me. I'm not trying to blow smoke up my butt or anything like that and say I'm all that. But I know who ordained me. I know who ordained me. And it wasn't the Assemblies of God. So you can have the credentials. Don't mean nothing. Because if I stand before God and the only thing I have in my hand is the credentials from the Assemblies of God, what do you think he's going to say when I meet him on that last day? Well done, good and faithful servant. You are part of the Assemblies of God, good old boy network. No, he's not going to say that. He's going to say, depart from me. I didn't know you. I didn't know you. Do you think I want that to happen? No, I don't. Because I know in my heart of hearts what's right. And that what is happening right now is a precursor to what is going to come. The last days. All right? If you don't think we're in the last days and the Antichrist is going to show his face here pretty soon, then I don't know. If you don't think the vaccine is a predecessor to the mark of the beast, if not the mark of the beast, if you don't think that, then let me ask you what this is. Even the elect will be deceived if possible. This, they're putting on a statue in Brazil of Jesus himself. That vaccine says that Jesus is relinquishing his authority to the vaccine. Now, do you believe that the vaccine can save you? Can you believe that you would be saved and safe? Yeah, just take the mark. You'll be safe. You'll be good. You'll be able to shop. You'll be able to go to movies. You'll be able to go to church. You'll be able to buy food. You'll be able to do anything you want now. You don't even have to see, it's the point. You get vaccine, you don't have to wear a mask anymore. Well, let me tell you something. Screw you. I don't wear a mask to begin with. All right? I don't wear the mask. I ain't getting the vaccine. I ain't getting it. I ain't wearing a mask. Put me in jail. I don't give a crap. I don't. You don't supply me with anything. God is my supplier. So he will work it out to where I will be able to get food and I will have a roof over my head along with my wife. And I believe that my children will be blessed also. That they will be taken care of. Because I have faith in God. In the beginning of this, when this all started going down, that God is my healer. Jehovah Rapha. He is my healer. He protects me from the COVID. The vaccine doesn't. The vaccine doesn't, guys, and you have to realize that this is dumb. This is it. If you, I normally have the retarded tweet of the week, but this I couldn't top this because this is just a retarded. This is the retarded picture, the retarded idea, the retarded. It's just retarded. It's retarded. You can't get any more retarded than that. Vaccine Christ the vaccine. I'm noticing that the Facebook is blocking out retarded on the I'm watching here. I guess retarded's a bad word. It's a vulgar word. I could probably say shit and that'll go through, but retarded won't. Let's see if it does. Oh, no, I blocked that one out too. That's all right. So I guess it's a cuss word, man. I don't know what else to do. I'm kind of done. That's my rant for tonight. But I appreciate you all watching. You know, if anybody watches this, share it. If you like what I had to say, share it. If you didn't like what I had to say, share it and let the haters see it. I mean, let it get out there because I mean, I'm really done. We have to be in tune with what's going on. We have to look around us. We have to do something. Because if we don't, we're all just gonna go nuts. So that's why I make fun of Buddy Mask because I gotta stay funny. I gotta laugh at something. And if you can't laugh at that, I'm sorry. Then you need to pull the stick out your butt and you know heal yourself because you gotta laugh at something. If you didn't think that was funny, well, no, that's not my problem. Then don't watch me. That's what I can say. Just turn it off. It's just like go to a different website, do something else. Report me. I don't care. Do whatever you got to do. But yeah, just got to rant, man. You gotta say what you gotta say. But anyway, that's all I got. I've been ranting for about an hour now. I came on kind of early, but it's going to be kind of hit and miss because see what schedules look like. Be playing with a band here, maybe doing some gigs, playing drums, which is cool, and looking forward to doing that. So it might mess up the schedule of the live stream, but I'll still get it out at least once a week. And I may start doing like on the spot, like stuff. If stuff goes down, I see something happening. I don't know, but I appreciate you guys watching. Love each and every one of y'all that watch, and share. Like it, share it, do what you got to do. And until the next time I see you, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you. May he turn his countenance towards you and be gracious unto you. May he grant you peace in Jesus' name. Amen. We will see you guys again later.